1124.4.
How's it going, everybody?
Going great.
Very good.
What's today about?
Okay, Jesse, what's our topic for today?
Topic for today is how to edit and build your checklists in Command.
Okay.
Hey, Jesse, congratulations to your wife. That's pretty cool. I saw that on Facebook.
Hey, thanks. Yeah, pretty rock. That's like rock star status right there. It's pretty crazy. She's only had her license for a little over a month, and
That's great.
awesome. Yeah, it ended up having it's not just a purchase, but also 2 sales. So 3 pieces of business out of that one.
Wow, awesome.
Yeah, so
That's how it is. That's how it works. And now she's get hungry for the next one.
That's it. It's super cool. I'm excited for her. Oh, for us. She's point on that one. She's the one that said it. I didn't have anything to do with that. Okay, I'll be sharing a file with y'all, but I'll wait for more people to come on so that they can get it too. That way you can follow along too.
Yeah, you said y'all. Sounds like you've been hanging around David too much, like you're from Texas or something.
Maybe. I don't know. It's kind of I've kind of adopted the vernacular there. Okay. Well, I'll just throw it in the chat now so y'all can have it. Got a couple. Oh, there they are. There we go. Okay, so what I just shared there, I didn't make, but another agent back east created that one. So we will be following that. How's it going, Jody? Good to see you. Okay. All right, I'll just give it one more minute here, and then we'll get rocking and rolling. All right, so welcome everybody. Welcome to Command Like a Boss. Today we are going to be covering opportunity checklists. Looks like yesterday, I'm going to refer to this here. Looks like Heather went ahead and taught an opportunities bootcamp class yesterday. So we're going to dive a little bit deeper into the opportunities applet and show you all how to create your transaction specific checklist. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
Okay. Can everybody see that screen there? Okay, so here's what we're doing, everybody. So each opportunity line, right? So each sales pipeline that we have here for listings and buyers can all have a specific checklist with that. Now, I went ahead and added to the chat a file. If you don't have it, I'll add it one more time. Be sure to download this for your own reference. That file is just kind of a guide. You can either choose to use it exactly as it says or change it up a bit. I would actually encourage that latter part, change it up, make it yours. So let's make sure that you guys have that PDF there, okay? All right, let me see some head nods if you have that document. Okay, I got Jody, yep. Walter, Larry, awesome. So make sure you download that from the chat window. Okay, it's called Opportunity Checklists. Okay. We're going to use this. We're going to use this checklist template here to get things sorted out for us. It gives us a baseline on where to start with our checklist. So what are these checklists I keep talking about? Well, let's go ahead and jump into either one of these. Steve, how are you accessing Zoom right now? Are you on your phone or are you on a computer?
I'm on an iPad.
Okay. Yeah, I've noticed that mobile versions of Zoom aren't really happy about
Oh, okay.
docs.
Yeah. I don't know why my PC version just won't work on Zoom for
Interesting.
some reason. Yeah.
there might be some updates pending on both Windows side and the Zoom application. So,
Yeah, I think it might be a virus protection thing or something's keeping me
okay.
out of it. Anyways, this has worked pretty well so far.
Okay, do me a favor. Shoot me an email with
Yeah.
that opportunity checklist.
Right. Right.
Email. We'll make sure you get it.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So let's take a look at listings real quick. And you can, so when you open up that document, you'll see buyers checklists. You'll also see listings checklists, right? I'm going to use my team as the example here. And you'll notice that I have a couple opportunities in here. I'm actually going to make a big one real quick. See what I can do here. All right, we're going to leave that listing. These bugs there. All right, so here's a fake opportunity for Mr. Bugs Bunny. Okay, does everybody see this little box right here?
Yep.
Yep, it says 0/4. Okay, so that little box would be an indication that there are 4 things that need to be taken care of opportunity in this stage. So right now it's under the cultivate. Let's go back. So it's under listings and it's under cultivate, right? It's under watch. So under the watch checklist, it has these for me to do or for me to assign. Okay, these are the checklists that we're going to be building here today.
Where'd you grab the checklist from?
Did you just join, Teresa? I shared it in the chat.
Sorry, go ahead.
Let me do this again here. You might already have this because I've taught something pretty similar to this before.
Okay.
Okay, so there's that PDF there. We're using that as a, so I'm going to scroll down to the listings checklist. Okay, so in the watch stage, in the cultivate phase, we have 4 items here, and that's what we have right here. That's what we have in the first little section there on that PDF. Does everybody see that where it says watch 5%? And it lists 1, 2, 3, and 4? Yeah, okay, good. So that's exactly what I have here. I have it in that order too. So say for example, you know, if I have a phone number for Bugs, I don't have an email address though, this one doesn't really matter. So I can delete this step for him. I already have a phone number. Okay, so I can get rid of that. I'm sure. So now I want to make sure that I can assign who to do this, who could do this. I'm going to give it to my wife there, and I'm going to say she has until tomorrow at 1 p.m. to get that done. Okay. So now on her command, she will get a notification that this is something that she needs to get done. It's a task for her. It's pretty cool, right? So if you're on a team, you can do this for your team members. Okay. If you're not on a team, it'll just be for you, right? You won't have that option to assign. It's automatically going to be just for you. So the reason why we want to do the checklist is because I usually get a question that goes like this. Jesse, I want to use my smart plans to let me know what I need to do for a client on a daily basis for tasks. Okay. Well, let's understand exactly what those 2 things are. Smart plans is meant for you to engage with your client, to stay in contact, right? So you can stay top of mind with them. That's what that's for. Either they're there so you can get into contact and stay in contact. That's what smart plans are for. These checklists are the transactional steps that you'll need to have in place so that you can keep track of yourself. Who here has known about this before? If you were in a previous class with me a couple weeks ago, you might have heard it. Okay. Who right here was looking for something like this in command?
Yeah, this would be great.
Yeah, there are plenty of us that were looking for something like this. Something to keep us on track with our deadlines, with our tasks that we need to have for our clients. So this is what this is here for. Okay. Now I'm going to take this card and I'm going to move it to nurture. And you'll notice that that changed. Here's the checklist item here. You see that? And as you continue to build out the checklist, which I'll show you here in a second, you'll notice that, here, let me scroll this out a little bit so we can see everything in its entirety. There we go. That the checklist will change, right? So for those of us that want to know what CTA means, it means call to action. Okay, so if you see that on your form, CTA means call to action.
Mhm.
Okay,
Cool.
what's a call to action?
Need to do something.
Right? We're trying to get them to do something. We're trying to get them to reach out,
Yeah.
answer a question. We're trying to get them to download your app. We're trying to get them to engage with you somehow. That's what that call to action can be interpreted as. Okay.
Okay.
So email, send call to action. So what do? Hey, I got some time open this Friday from 3 to 5. Will that work for you to get together and talk about what your real estate needs look like? Something like that, right?
Yeah.
So that's where you can do that. And then you can set something up for yourself.
Awesome.
Pretty cool. All right. So, and this continues on as this little card keeps going on to the different phases. The checklist changes. Sorry, I didn't mean to be so corny with that. But you'll see there, right? Everything is there as you continue getting closer to getting this listing done. It's set in place for you to have everything prepared leading up to the appointment, right? Right now we're at scheduling.
So how do you see the checklist? I know how to move it from stage to stage, from like cultivate to appoint. Oh, so you have to open up each one individually. Okay.
Yep, each opportunity will have its own separate checklist, but not everything's going to be the same.
Okay.
Right.
You're going to teach us how to make one that we can give to all of our clients, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Right now I'm just showing how it looks as you go through everything. Right, so if I go under scheduled, that number changes, right? And so do the steps. Get DocuSign ready. We got our appointment scheduled, guys. Let's move. We got stuff to do. Have your appointment, get that thank you card, set that due date. This is gonna keep you guys up to date. So the biggest thing about this is you're gonna have to build some habits. And this will help you keep with those habits. How many days does it take for a habit to form?
21 plus.
66.
66 days. That's exactly it. So do this. 66 for all your clients. You'll stack up these checklists pretty fast, right? You'll have those instances. You got to keep busy with it, but as you go through it, this is going to be second nature. You're going to have a transaction. You're going to be like, okay, what's due next? Boom, 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 and check everything off. That's the whole purpose of these checklists. I love it. Okay, so enough about what it can look like and how it changes every time we go into stages and phases and stuff like that. How do we build it? Well, I'm glad you asked. You're gonna start by selecting your phase. Actually, before I do that, this is where you can access your checklist while inside the opportunity itself. There's a button right up top. If you click into the opportunity, it's right there. It's the exact same checklist as you would see with the cards. That is awesome. So it's pretty cool. And the discussion button here, this is if you're on a team and stuff like that. And I want to make sure that, so I want to make sure that Stephanie's aware that she needs to do something. See this app button right here? I can select Stephanie and say, hey, be sure not to forget to check off the opportunity items, right? Something like that, and she'll get that message. So if you're the rainmaker or you're the team leader and you have the Texans, you can do that. Not only that, but you can, if you're a regular team member, you can do that too. You can ask a question to your rainmaker. Hey, does this form look right? Did I, is something missing here? You can always check, right? That's what I love about that section. Did she go over that yesterday? I'm not aware, but yeah, that's where you can have your discussions within opportunities. I love it. Okay.
Yeah, she mentioned it rolled. Yeah, she did. Touched on it.
Pretty quick. Okay. Yeah, and there's other things in here like client updates and stuff like that, which is going to be like a little email that you send out there, depending on the phase, what you want to go out for your client to know about. Hey, I completed these such and such steps since we last spoke, or since this time last week. That's huge. Who likes that? I do, especially for listings. I want my client to know, hey, boom, boom, boom. This is how many views it got on Zillow. This is how many people inquired about the property on Facebook. Something like that, right? You want to let them know that hiring you was not just you sticking a sign in the yard and just letting it go, right? Showcase your value. That's what the client updates are for. Okay. So we're going back to sales pipeline, and we're gonna select a specific pipeline. So I come back at my listings. There's this button right here. Does everybody see it? It says edit stages.
Yeah.
Okay. So you click on edit stages, and it brings up the stages within that phase, right? So we're in the cultivate phase, and here are all the stages. It's listed out for you. You can add a stage if you want to, if you have something other than wash, nurture, hot. If you have like, you can throw in a long-term nurture in there if you wanted to, because it's way out there, right? So I can create that little checklist real quick. And this button right here lets me order that. So this one's way out from a watch. So I'm going to put that right there. Right? So it changes the order. And this is what it does. This is how it'll look now. See, there's long-term nurture. It's my first step now. Pretty cool, right?
Yep.
Make it customized for your own business. You don't have to just use the 3 that it comes with. Make it make sense for you. If you want to get more granular in your steps or in your stages per phase, do that. Do it. So back to edit stages. If you want to get rid of something, like say I didn't really care for that long-term nurture, I can just hit that trash can button and delete it, and it's gone. Okay. And this right here is everything that's in that stage. It's not client specific. If you want to look at something that's client specific, check this out. I'm going to go back to the checklist, and I'm here with Bugs Bunny's scheduled appointment. If I want to add something specifically to that opportunity, I just click this button that says add item, right? And then I say something like command like a boss example. Just, I can add another step, or I can remove one. Like, so say you're working with a buyer, you got a couple kinds of inspections that are kind of exclusive. So if you have a pool, what are you going to get? A pool inspection. You're going to want to include that as your checklist, right? So as a standard on my buyer checklist, pool inspection or scheduled pool inspection is right there. If it doesn't match to that transaction specifically, come in here and delete that specific thing. Right? So I'm going to scroll down. Well, like a boss example, it doesn't really pertain to this deal anymore. It doesn't pertain to it at all. There's no pool. Bye. I don't have to see that. So now when I check off these steps here, a little green bar starts to populate, starts filling out. Right? If you like, this is good for you to indicate that on your way to getting things done, perfect. Leave it like that. Or you can turn on this toggle button, and the only things that you'll see are the remaining items. It's however you want to see it. Right? So I know I got 4 of 7 done. Here are the remaining 3. You can do it that way.
Jesse, is there a way to assign dates to the tasks?
Absolutely. You see this little button right here? Set due date. We click on that. We select the date it will be due. Say, for example, this listing, we were talking about it, and it's supposed to go live on the 31st. I want my lockbox out there on that Saturday, the Saturday leading up. So I can schedule that up to be a specific time. I'll be out there at 2 p.m. Saturday. And there it is.
And then how will it notify you?
It'll notify you via your tasks in your dashboard, right? So let's go ahead and go to the dashboard real quick so I can point out where it'll be. It'll be right here. So all tasks are important. It'll have both your opportunity and contact tasks in here. Or you can go specifically to the opportunity task and see it there. That'll be right there in the dashboard. Or the other place it'll be is in the task applet, which looks like this. And then you just select the opportunity task. Show me my task for today. Show me my task, add it for a custom range. I can go from, right? I can go from today out to the 31st, say done. And if there's anything pertaining to that range, it'll populate here. So you can't look at future things. You just have to use the custom range. Or you can say next 7 days, next 30 days, whatever you want to do. It's pretty cool, right?
Yes, very.
I like it. Okay, so back over here. So after a while, after the system updates, we should see it here. All right, we should see next 30 days. Eventually, we'll see it populate here. Right now, it's not so instantaneous, but it will be there. But it's a team. Let's click on that. If it's a team item, we might see a different result. We'll wait. We'll wait for it. We'll come back to it so you can see what it looks like when it's updated. Okay. So, all right. Any questions on how this looks or works? We'll get to how to build it here in a second. I just want to cover whatever questions are appearing now before we move on.
Well, it looks like to keep us all very organized.
That's the name of the game right there, staying organized, right? Because what is that?
I was
It's
just
not about
thinking that
real estate, right?
on that task, it would be a really cool thing if you could click on it and have it send your client an instant email. Example, did you order your homeowner's insurance? And you could click on it and it would send it right to the buyer. Wouldn't that be a cool thing?
Yeah, do you see this button right here?
Yep.
You click on client update,
Is that
it'll
what that
say,
does?
it'll send out something. It'll let them know, hey.
Cool.
It'll
Very
update
cool.
them and say, hey, order your homeowner's insurance if you already haven't done it.
And change your
Out of your utilities or something like
Like
that.
it, like it.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Right? So that's pretty cool coming up. And the template for that is just a simple email. Here's the things that you need to do now. So here's what's coming up next. It's pretty cool. Cool. All right. So here we go. Back to edit stages. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to create ourselves a step for the appointments. So we have scheduling, scheduled, and kept. Let's add another stage to this one. We're going to click add stage right here. And we're going to give it a name. Let's see, what would I do for appointments? Let's see, what do we have right now? So we have kept. Da, 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 da. We can go post appointment. We can adjust our probability here. So the probability for the appointment stage, 30%, we're looking more at 40% because we've done that. And the item that I'm going to add here for this checklist will be, we'll call it send copies of disclosures and copies of paperwork. Fine. Right? That's important. They need to have their copy, right?
Correct.
It's required. So I'm going to hit save there. I hit save there, and now I've added that. Pretty cool, right? So post appointment now has one item to do, and that's send copies of paperwork to client. How many times have you gone through everything so fast and you forget to send your clients a copy? It happens. It happens. It's always good to have a little double check here. So if you like that, add it. I think I'll leave it alone. I think it'll be good. So I'll keep that there. So did everybody see how fast that can be done to create a step in a checklist? Okay. So let's look back. Let's look at our opportunity checklist here. All right. Does everybody have that PDF up? I'm going to share. I'm going to share the different screen. Okay. Everybody have this? Here's the way it's going to go. Okay. So it always starts just like you see in command, the left to the right. Okay. This agent, I can't recall the name of the agent that I got this from back east, but they decided to give themselves action items, right? So they give themselves a verb, do. This is something that I need to do. Get an email address if I don't already have one. Send an email telling about our story. What's so great about our team, our business? What do we do? What do we do that sets us apart, right? Other action items, do. Obtain phone number, obtain property address. How useful will this be for you? I see a couple.
Yeah, it just gives us ideas of how and what we might want to put into our checklist. So we can take this as a basis and then form our checklist of what we do around it. And it's going to remind us of things that we might not have thought of to put in our checklist.
Yeah, exactly. And you'll notice as you go through it, some things don't make sense. Like, what the heck is a ESLA and an ADV? Right? I don't know what that is. But I'm going to guess and say this is an affiliated business disclosure.
Right. We're just going to change it to ABA.
Yeah, that's our ABA. We can just replace the letter, right? Boom. Make it easy. What else is, we got list reports right here. You know, if you got a letter that gives you list reports for some easy co-branded marketing stuff, create one on your property that you're listing, right? That's a cool little step. I think so. I love it. This is super, super simple.
So Jesse, if we're on a team, do you know if I create a list, can another team member create a different list within the team?
So yeah, so yes and no. So it depends on what the rainmaker decides. If the rainmaker decides to allow private opportunities for the team members, then yes, a team member can create their own individual checklist. If the rainmaker decides no, every opportunity that's created within command is the team's opportunity, then it's going to be based upon the master opportunity checklist that is created in the rainmaker's team account.
Got it.
Yeah. So here's a quick little show here. I'll go back to command so you can see what I'm referring to. Okay, here's command again. So within the settings for rainmakers, as long as they have their team toggled there, they should be able to come into command settings and then opportunity settings. And then down below where it says team permissions, it says allow private agent pipelines. Those private pipelines are the opportunities, right? So clicking yes will say everybody can have their own private opportunities within the market center. Clicking no means that everything falls under the Rojas group or the Danny Roth team or whatever, right? There's also this one where it can be enabled by a specific agent, right? So me being the rainmaker for my team, if I don't want to include all of my transactions in the team transactions and kind of separate it out, me by myself, I don't have to enter in anything. There are no settings that I need to set for myself. It's automatic that I have that ability. Let's say my team grows and I want my wife to have a separate private opportunity, then I'm going to check that box for her and she will have her own private opportunity. And here's what that looks like. So here's the Little House Group opportunities, which will be default if everything says no, right? If I say no access to private opportunities, they will only see the Little House Group or the team group of opportunities there. For me, the individual, it'll look like this. If someone has access to a private one, boom. You see how many more opportunities I have just in my own pipelines there versus the team? And it's different. Especially if I'm a rainmaker still in production, right? I want to make sure that I can keep track of what I'm doing individually myself there. Or jump right over to the team, see how the team's doing. I can go in here. Okay, who's got this one? Who's got access to this or whatever, you know? Who's doing this? And you can see who's assigned to it and everything like that. I think it's pretty awesome to be able to do that. So this is hugely beneficial for the team. More settings are coming for rainmakers. Not sure when, but I know some more things are coming. Okay, let's go back to this checklist here. All right, so here's how to use this checklist. Go through it, go left to right, just like you read a book. Go by the different phases, right? So let's talk about what that means real quick. I'm going to come back to my opportunities here. So what you see up top here, those are called phases. Okay? Those are phases. When we click into a phase, everything that's in this section here, these are called stages. Okay? Which is why it says edit stages up here. You don't want to do the board view, you don't have to. You can click it over to list view if you want to just see a list.
You still see the checklist.
Yeah, you can still see the checklist. It's right there.
Okay.
Pretty cool. In this view, you can also see who's
what
assigned.
you're talking about.
I'm sorry?
We can't see the other thing you're talking about.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm sorry. It didn't switch over.
Mhm.
Give me 1 second.
Thank you.
Okay, so here's a different view. Sorry. There's the edit stages. And then we have a board view or list view, whatever your preference is. Everything will still be there. There's your checklist. Here's your estimated close, your potential commission on it, who's assigned to it, and if there are any opportunity tags associated with it. Pretty cool, right? I love this. This is such a cool thing. You can sort it by commission if you want to, if anything's registered, by closing date, if there's one registered, or just by opportunity name. You can, for teams, you can turn off all assignees and you can just go look at one. Who's got an opportunity here? You know? Pretty cool. If you're an individual, you don't see any of this. It's all just your stuff. Which is also really cool. All right, let's get some things set up here. Oh, let me talk about this little settings button real quick. Here's what we can do. When we have client updates, we can set a time that these get sent out at. It's going to be based on our current time zone. We'll have it sent from the Rainmaker account. And it'll go to client and co-client. Or we can set it to just the primary. We can also assign it to go to the assignees that are associated with those opportunities. That's pretty cool. Here's what it looks like. Hey, John Smith, we were ready to let you know that we have completed the following activities. And there's your checks.
That's really cool.
Right?
They
I
could
think
get
so.
a daily one, they could get a weekly one. You could set it up for whatever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So
Is that
the way
live?
it is,
Jesse?
the way it is right here, actually, what it's set at is if you complete an opportunity, so say 8:50 in the morning already passes, but you complete something at 11 o'clock later that same day. The following day at 8:50, they'll be notified of that update. But it only works if you have it set in the checklist for the client update. You only let them know about a few things that you want them to know about. Pretty cool, right?
Is that functional now, Jesse?
Yeah, it should be working right now. If
Okay.
not, then you might just be getting a little peek into something that just turned on for me.
Okay.
Okay. But it's pretty awesome. I love this. I love, because I know that some teams right now are just like, okay, I gotta create an email, and they pull up their template and they start listing the items and stuff like that, and they send it off.
So does it have to be checked off in here in order for you to do that other client update to have it sent?
Yep, it needs to be checked right here.
Okay.
The client update box will need to be checked.
And then it'll let you do it.
Yep, and then once, so if this check mark is checked, and I want them to be notified of it, and that button's checked, they will get an email about this.
But you have to create it first and then it'll get sent.
You have to create it, you have to check it as it's being done, check it as a client update required thing, and then it will be sent. Yep.
Okay, so it sends it automatically once you do that little check right there.
Yep, based upon these settings right here.
Okay, okay. You make your settings and then you go, okay.
And it's daily progress emails to your clients.
Awesome.
And is the message set up by like us personally? Like what was that message? Oh, okay.
It's a basic template
Hmm.
that KWRI had built out for us.
Okay.
Okay.
And
If
can
you
we-
notice here, it says email template from designs. You will be able to design your own.
Oh, gotcha. Cool.
Right now, the email template designer is actually being reworked. So it's a bit more user friendly.
Cool.
And by a bit, I mean, yeah, really much more. We're looking at some pretty drastic improvements there.
So what's primary client only?
So primary client, let's go to opportunities real quick. Let's leave this alone. We'll just go here. Say for example, there was another co-listing here, right? So your primary would be whoever's here. Whoever else would be here, like Lola, for example. That'd be the second one. So let's go back to those settings. So client and co-client. The co-client isn't the required person. If I wanted to just go to the required person, I'm going to click that one, which in this case, by clicking my details, it's denoted by the asterisk. The red asterisk will let me know that this is the primary item. So that's who would get the notification if I had that setting turned on. Pretty sweet. All right. All right, I'm going to go back here. So who's going to go right now and build out this system for themselves? I'm going to finish building out mine. I have it built out for my team, but I don't have anything built for myself, so I'm going to get rolling on me to make sure it's built out for me too. Why is this important, guys? Why is having a system like this important?
Keeps you on track, doesn't it?
Yeah, aside from keeping you on track, what else can it do?
It's not fun to get down to the day of close and you've got 3 things that aren't done that prevent your closing.
True. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So it keeps you on track. It makes sure that you have everything that's required completed, right? What else does it do?
Shows you where you are.
Yeah, shows you where you are in the whole transaction and what you need to do in terms of your follow-up or your responsibilities, what you want to do for them. But one thing that I really like about this system and that it's built this way is that it not only does all of those things that you listed, but it also makes it consistent for me, right? So every time a client comes through with an opportunity, they're going to be going through the same checklist every single time, right? So you're starting to build the branded services for yourself. And you know what to expect. Everybody gets treated the same. Everybody gets the same level of care. That consistency can go a long way. Wouldn't you agree, Charlie? I think consistency is the name of the game right now. What are your thoughts on that, Jen? Yep.
You know, it depends on the client because some people are going to be irritated by getting emails all the time. So you know your client better than anyone. Respect what it is they want. I always ask them how they prefer to communicate. Do they like emails? Do they like text, or would they prefer a call? So that client that appreciates emails will certainly like this tool.
Yeah, absolutely. And how can you keep track of those preferences?
Well, I'm hoping the system does it for us.
You're right, it does. Check this out. Preferred method of contact. Pick your poison. So what it doesn't have in here, it doesn't have, it has pretty much everything. It doesn't have social media. It doesn't have Morse code, smoke signals, carrier pigeon. It's just got the basics: email, phone number, and text, right? Email, phone, and text. I like that. Keep it simple. Keep it simple, keep it consistent. You can also see the opportunities here, guys, within the contact section. So if you're the type that doesn't like trying to remember where your opportunity is and which phase and which stage and stuff like that, just go to the client. Go to the primary client, even the secondary client, whoever you remember, search for them in your CRM portion, and you will see the opportunity there for them, the corresponding opportunity. Okay, and then all you gotta do is click right into it. Opens up a new tab, and boom, you're right where you need to be.
I like getting to it that way. For me, that's easier.
Yeah, I mean, do it however you like. I don't know why, but my brain is wired to like going through my opportunities first. I guess maybe I want to see what else I got going on there. You know, I mean, like, holy smokes, I got 21 cultivated opportunities here for buyers. You can all see I'm super buyer heavy right now, like a lot of us are, right? How many of your opportunities kind of look similar to this? Buyer heavy.
Yeah, completely. Yeah.
Right? So I like seeing it this way.
Jesse, when you went to settings and you had client update, when I go to settings, that was under command settings, right?
Yeah, so check this out right here.
I don't have that. Yeah, I'm under settings and I'm under command settings and it says applications, contacts, opportunity settings, import logs.
Okay. Yeah, it might be a little different. Let's see, where am I? Where is that one for me? Right there. That's where it comes out. It's under command settings, and if you don't see it, then it's not turned on for y'all yet, but you got a little peek about what's coming up. Okay. But you should all be able to see, hopefully, I think, see this gear in your opportunities. Can you all see that? Mara, can you see that in your opportunities?
Let me go back.
Yeah, I have it, Jesse.
Okay, good. Teresa has it. Frank nodded that he had it there.
Yeah, I can see.
So that's the same thing, right? If you click on that, it should take you to client update, right? So you all should see this. Can I get an affirmative on that? Yep. Yep, there it is. Frank gave me the affirmative. There it is. So whether you can access it here or not, like you can still access it, but you should be able to see it. If you can't see some things, you know, maybe purge your cookies and another data that's being stored in your browser.
Yeah, it's right there. It's fine.
Cool. Pretty awesome. All right, so let's look at something else. Here's a quick little thing about opportunities. So say you're working with a buyer. Let me go to my buyer pipeline real quick. Let me look at the bugs example that I have for the buyer. Where do you go? Here we go. Let's go to this. Okay, so here's the bugs money buyer opportunity here. What I want to do is leave this blank initially. Okay. I want to leave this one blank. Can anybody tell me why I want to leave this blank to start out?
Because if you're working with a buyer, that address could change multiple times until they're ready to make an offer.
Yep.
Right.
Exactly. So don't put in your client's address here. That's not what that's for. If you have your client's address, put it back in the contact card. Go back to contacts, add it there. That's where it belongs. Whatever address is here and they end up buying, then you go back to the contact card and update it there. Make sure to do that.
But if we're working with the seller, we definitely want to put that in there.
Yep. Seller, put that in there. So this is the property that you're working on, either acquiring or selling, right?
Yep.
Do you guys see this part right here, porch?
Yep.
I have it on mine. Does anybody else have this?
Yeah, I do too.
Awesome. Let me show you how to get it if you want it. Here in the marketplace, right up top, the little store icon next to the bell icon. If you click on that, it'll take you to the KW marketplace, and this will start growing. It's grown a lot over the last year, but it'll continue to grow for all these little things that you can bolt on to Command as you go forward. That'll have some level of integration. As you can see right here, Porch right here, it's right in, right? It's not directing you to another website, it's right there. So you can go ahead and search for it if you want to. Click in that search bar, hit search, and there's Porch. All you'd have to do is add it to it. Since I already have it, it's not showing the button to add. It's just showing the manage app button, but you can see, yeah, I like it. What does Porch do? Well, it creates an estimate. It creates a repair estimate report, which basically you submit your inspection report, and they go item by item and let you know how much it would potentially cost to have it done here in town. They use local professionals to get these quotes, right? It usually takes about 48 hours for them to get you the report, but you can do a little rush for $50 to get it within 24 hours. And what kind of leverage will that give you on a Binzer? What's one thing that those agents want to look for?
Yep.
They want to know how much, those listing agents want to know how much, those repairs are going to cost their sellers if they decide to go with it. It'll help them also decide whether or not they want to do those repairs, right? So this is a huge leverage point. I like it. I've used it a couple times so far, and it has surely helped.
Jesse?
Yeah.
So is the report free?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this would be a great tool then for if you're working with a seller for a listing, and as you're there with them looking through things they know they need to do, it would actually give them an estimate too of things even before it's listed.
Potentially, yeah. This is going to be greater. So in the point for a seller, yeah, you can do this for your seller if you get a Binzer in with the inspection reports and get those estimates there. I think that's where it's the biggest leverage piece right there at the Binzer portion of the contract. Okay. In my experience anyway.
All right.
But if you can figure out a good way to do that ahead of time, let me know, because I think I might want to do that too.
Okay.
I just haven't yet to figure that out for the ahead kind of thing, because it does require an inspection report to be uploaded in order for them to start pricing the items.
Okay.
Cool, thank you, I appreciate that.
Well, sometimes if you ask your seller if they want to do a pre-home inspection to kind of let them know what they may be hit with down the road, especially if they're in an older home and they're not quite sure about everything, this might be.
If they're willing to make the updates and improvements to the property ahead of the sale, yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Okay.
If they're like, no, I don't even care, I just want to throw it on the market and see what happens,
Yeah,
then this would be unnecessary, right?
correct.
Cool. I like it. All right, so what questions do you have about opportunities aside from using that checklist template that I gave you there, how to enter them and how they function? Do I have any other questions about opportunities?
Is it safe to assume that if we don't see this porch or that client detail that it's going to come soon? Because I couldn't find it on my end.
Oh, I just showed how to add it.
Oh, sorry. I guess I
Yeah.
was on my other screen looking for it.
Yeah, so you see that little marketplace button, the little, little store button? Click on that.
Yeah. Okay.
And it'll take you to the KW Marketplace.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Okay. And then you can go to Find Applications and type in porch, just like that. Hit search, and it should be the only item to pop up. It says Repair Estimate Report.
Oh, okay. And then how do you get it onto your page then?
There should be like a Buy Now or Add button,
Oh, okay. Got it.
right? So once you do that, it'll add it to your command.
The command. Okay.
Wasn't it that little handshake opportunity thing, that green button? Was that where you would click on it?
No, it's telling you
No,
what portion of
not
integrated.
here in the porch thing from the,
In the marketplace?
no, from the marketplace. In the marketplace, back to the marketplace.
Go back. There we go. Oh, wait, no.
Okay, I'm in the
Type in,
marketplace.
type in porch.
Yep. Hit search. It shows where it integrates to
Right
opportunity.
here? Just click on that, right?
Nope, doesn't do it.
Oh.
It's just showing where it will go or what it's integrated to. So in this case, it's saying opportunities because that's the opportunities icon, right?
So how would you get it on your page? Oh, click on that.
Click on that, and then there's a button right up here, right up top,
Gotcha.
for you to add it. Since I've already added it, it says manage.
Oh, it'll say add. Okay.
Yeah.
And then the client detail. I'm sorry if I missed that part. Because I went to go look for it on my end and I just didn't see it under.
When you go to opportunities, you just click over on the settings, the little settings wheel when you're in the main opportunity stage, and then it just comes up opportunities client update.
You can access it in a couple places. Right here from the broad board that you see for your sales pipeline, it'll take you to those settings.
Right.
Right? Or if you're in an opportunity specifically, you'll see that geared still.
Yep.
On that.
And then
I did that.
And it'll take you there as well.
Yeah. Yeah, because I
Right.
went under command and I went under that command settings. I'll have to go look again then because I didn't see it.
Yeah. You got to have an opportunity for a client. In your
Yeah,
case,
I have
you
one open. I have one and I went in there. So I'll have to go look again. But I didn't see it. Like it gave me some other things like to delete or wipe out or something like that. It gave me different ones.
So here's settings. We're going to command settings. You're trying to access it through there. You might not see it here.
The opportunities.
Go the other way. The other two ways that we showed you.
Okay.
And Jesse, on the client update.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking maybe your template was just that generic template, but also when you do the preview, my preview is exactly the same and we can't change it. So does that mean this is not live yet?
Here it is.
Not necessarily. What it means is that here's where your marketing profile information will fill out.
Okay.
It'll fill out your client's name and
Okay.
stuff like that. It'll give the address. Here are the items that we're alerting you to, because call plumber, take photos, like those are pretty generic things. Those aren't even part of our template there for our checklist, right?
Right. That's what I'm concerned. It says preview and it's bringing up Irene. And I wish when it said preview, it would show you what they're going to see. That's like,
This is what they're going to see, but with your specific information. This is just a template to show you what it looks like. It's not
okay.
exactly what it's going to look like, but
Okay.
your information should populate in here. As you can see, it's like, there's no such thing as a Kelly test team. You know, this is giving you an idea. This is how it looks,
Okay.
but just look for your information.
Have you sent one to make sure that it does have your information on it and not this generic template?
No, because I'm still building out my checklist.
Okay.
So I haven't yet begun using it yet.
Okay.
But soon enough I will.
All right.
But don't worry, you'll be able to create your own eventually from design. Okay.
All right.
So fret not.
Hey, Jesse, going back to Marketplace where you had that porch, what category does that, I'm looking at mine, what category does that fall under?
So there are a couple categories that it falls under. Integrated with opportunities and contract to close services. Right? So we're going to come back to the Marketplace, and then contract to close services is right here. Right? So I'm going to click on that.
Okay. Yep.
And then it appears as part of that.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
I can't wait for this one. This one's going to be pretty cool. Coming soon.
What will that one do?
Well, it's First American Title. So right now we're Title Security Agency is changing over, right, to First American Title's name. So eventually we'll have an integration in here.
Oh, that'll be nice.
Right? So that's coming through. Close smarter with First American Title's integration. It's a KW command. You can start escrow from within command and get live updates on how your client's file is progressing from open to close. I can't wait for that.
Wow, that'll be awesome. Also,
Yeah, that'll be good.
We'll be able to access the net sheets through there too, like we're going to their website now.
I'm not sure about that, but we'll definitely be able to see the progress so far as what it describes. Right, so.
Awesome.
Say, Jesse,
Yes.
I have a couple of clients, I think they got imported from .loop or something, that are shown as buyers and they're actually sellers, listings, people. How do you change that classification? I've been looking around and I don't see how you change somebody from a buyer to a seller.
Yeah, there isn't a way to do that. You would have to create new opportunities as listings. Yeah,
okay.
Unfortunately, it has to do with this, right? So if you're in a specific client and I want to create, you said that they're listing, right? So you create the opportunity within that client's name and make sure you have the correct opportunity type checked. By default, listing is going to be first because it's first of that list. So you can leave that alone. And then once you create this one, add everything to that, you can go ahead and archive the buyer opportunity because it's incorrect. Or it may be still correct because if people are selling, they're likely buying too, right?
No, that's not the case. The two I'm looking at.
So yeah, so in that case, you would just archive the incorrect buyer opportunities and just create new listing opportunities for those clients.
Okay.
Jesse, you just touched on something right in there. You said, what if you have a client who you're selling their home and you're helping them find another home? So they would be a buyer and a seller. So would you have to have two different opportunities?
Yes, separate them out.
Okay.
Separate them.
You separate them. Okay.
Yeah, I know everyone's like, well, why do I need to do that? Well, you have two different file types. You have a listing file type. Think of it this way. If you had a buyer and they're looking, you got a seller and they're looking at buying as well, you would need the two opportunities because check out your document checklist here.
Yeah, everything's
They're
different.
different.
Yeah.
They're different. You need to make sure that your listing specific documentation is there. And
Plus
their
they're two,
buyer specific documentation is there.
and there's two separate transactions. So
And they're two separate transactions because, you know, it's going to confuse the system. You want to have two different DAs for it anyway. So you have your disbursement arrangements, right? You want those to be correct.
Two
yeah,
different addresses.
Different
Yeah.
addresses, different cooperating agents, different everything. You want to separate it all out.
all right.
It makes sense that way. You know, it makes for a cleaner file system too.
Yeah, it makes sense. I was just thinking about it's the same person, but yeah, it's two separate transactions. So everything's different. Okay.
Yep. So we're going to sell Bugs' home right here, and then we're going to have them buy over here.
So
And you can't do that.
yeah, on the contact, then they would be listed as a buyer and a seller, and then you would have different opportunities. So,
Yep.
okay.
Just like this. And then you can sort through that if you want to just look at their sell opportunities or just their buy opportunities. You can do that. But by default, you're seeing everything.
Okay.
Pretty cool, right?
Yep.
All right. So before we go off, go offline here for this meeting, does anybody have any ahas or any questions about what you just learned about opportunities? Maybe even the marketplace, anything?
I love the client update. I think that is amazing, and I am very anxious to use it.
Cool. Very cool. What do you think there, Frank?
I think just being able to organize, like I'll get calls from buyers and then sometimes I can't remember, you know, what they were looking for, what they call it. It's just an opportunity to organize all that information into one system and be able to use it that way. I think it's awesome.
Nice. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Very cool. Anybody else have any ahas? Anything that they like to share that they thought was pretty awesome with this system? Crickets, that's okay. I'll share one. The way the system is coming through, like from when this first was released to agents, family reunion of last year, this has come such a long way. We haven't even, if you haven't been in the system since then, all this is brand new, and you don't realize how much work was done to get it to this point. And the way it is right now, the functionality of this is so high. Especially with those checklists, the opportunity checklists, with the client updates, with the two different ways to organize our opportunities for clients that have more than one transaction coming their way. You know, it's amazing. The notes that you can share. The team functionality is only going to get more robust, and it's getting there. It has a lot more functionality now than it did even a month ago. So this is just phenomenal to me.
Yeah, just think of where it's going. Just think of the future. Just think by next family reunion where we'll be.
Yeah, right. And we got some things to look forward to at Mega Camp, which is in a couple weeks. You know, let's see what happens there. There's always a major release happening at these very large events. So let's see what these developers are doing. Let's see what Gary has up his sleeve in terms of exciting things for all of us agents. And just think about it too. You know, he budgeted $1 billion towards technology to build this up for us. That is pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, every day I'm learning something new, and it's very exciting.
Yeah, so dive in it, guys. There are a lot of videos available at KWU. If you want to jump in there, you can. There's a whole bunch of stuff. This is what it looks like. Here's the command support. And look at all these topics that you can look up stuff on. You guys want to have a field day? Go for it. Knock yourselves out. Get in there. See what's what.
It's definitely better than Netflix.
Yeah.
Hey, Jesse,
Yes,
speaking
sir.
of command support, if we're working on something at 8 o'clock at night, does KWSA, I mean, what are we doing as far as, like, if I run into a snag and I need a question answered, I don't know that it's fair that I text you or text Heather. Do we have a type of help desk that we can go to if we run into a bind, and I'm talking, it could be during the day, but more likely it'd be in the evening.
Yeah, exactly. So I would definitely recommend, if it's after hours, check out answers.kw.com. Here's where you'll find everything that we have, that KWRI has made available for us to reference to. Try every one of these things first. And then if you can't get a hold of any of us here, there's always the email support, which is going to take a little bit longer. But generally, there's a lot of information here that can help you through any snags or misunderstandings of a functionality of part of the system.
And you said that was answer.kw.com?
Answers.kw.com. So I'll type that in, answers.kw.com. This is what it looks like. Okay, so right here is where you would go. Command support. First option there.
Not shared, Jesse.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Also, I was just,
paused it. Excuse me.
yeah, also, if you just click the Learn More tab, like I was in the Opportunities Client Detail, and they just have a little Learn More button, it takes you right to answers.kw.com for that specific page you're looking at, which is nice.
Yeah, here's the support button right here within command. Click on that. I'll go back one. There's Keller Williams University. KWU, you click that. You can either type it in here, but what I've become to like, what I've liked a whole lot of recently was opening it up in a separate window so that you get routed right to answers.kw.com right here. Right. So first option is command support. If you need help with compliance and commissions, here are some facts right here, some frequently asked questions right there. You want some help with the marketplace or my KW, it's got everything here. Okay. If for whatever reason you can't get what you need resolved, and it's utterly urgent, reach out. Just reach out. Email us. Email someone on leadership, and we'll try our best to help out. Okay. If it's something that we'll find to be a problem with your specific instance of a system, then we would submit a request to the support team at KWRI to resolve it for you. Yeah, because we're kind of limited into the back end stuff. So if it's something majorly affecting you on the back end, we'll need to submit a request. And if you click on that button, there's your email, subject, associate, experiencing issue, and then you'll list it all out. Down here at the bottom, describe it. So some of the best things that you can do, if you see here at the bottom, it says video or screenshot URL, add it. There's a great system that you all should get familiar with. It's called Loom. Loom.com. And this very lightweight application will allow you to record your screen, right? So you can literally walk through the steps of what you're experiencing and record what you're doing. It'll then create a link to that specific video that you just recorded, and then you can put that in to the support website. And where'd it go? Right here. You can put in that link right here. And then the technicians can see exactly what you were doing and how you encountered your problem. That's probably going to be one of the best things. If you have a screenshot that isn't that isn't uploaded somewhere, you can add the file from your downloads or wherever you house your screenshots. You can upload it that way. So even with reaching out to any of us on leadership, if you have either that little video recorded or a screenshot, that's going to really help us and help us figure out your problem and help resolve it for you. Okay. I've also done this. So I'm going to go to Facebook. There it is. Our technology page. Fine. Okay. So on our technology page, I have pinned this right here. It's a support link. Right, so there's the pin right there. If you can't remember what it is, you can click on this, and what it takes you to is this landing page that I created for you to enter in your information and the issue that you're encountering. What's it have to do with? Command, Kelly, consumer app, agent site, market center site, things like that. And then you can continue on and fill out what you have going on as an issue with your system. Right? It's pretty cool.
That's great. It's great,
So that's
Jesse.
built out and ready for you guys to do. We have access to this. Heather and I have access to this. Larry, I'll make sure that Larry has access to this as well. So any of us can try to help mitigate your issues there. All right. So I think we'll go ahead and wrap it up now. It's 12 after 2. Thanks so much for being here, everybody. If you have any questions or concerns, you need anything, use this request form. You can also email me with those screenshots. I really do appreciate them. But,
We appreciate everything you're doing, Jesse. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Frank. All right, everybody, continue having an awesome week. We will see you next time.
All right. Thanks, Jess.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.